Okay, good morning everyone. Today's session, we'll discuss on the queuing model. This is the fourth module. In the fourth module, we need to study about the queuing model as well as the network analysis. In this queuing model, we need to study about the queuing systems and their characteristics, pure birth and pure death models. So that is only the equations, Kendall notations of queuing, and you need to solve the problems on MM1 and MMK models. It's a very easy chapter, and here you need to remember the 14 formula. So already I shared that 14 formulas yesterday itself. The queuing model. So why the queue is required? So do you know about the queue? What do you mean by queue? So many of you are saying that if you want to get the anyone service, we should be in the queue. So especially in the mess or in the office or in the bus stand or in the railway station or the airport. So we should be in the queue. What is the spelling of queue? Queue is a Q-U-E-U-E. That is the spelling of queue. So simply do not write the only simple queue. So that queue means there will be a person. So those who want the service, they should be in the queue, and those who are giving the service, so they will be a serviceman. If there are 3 to 4 servicemen are there, so that we call it as a 4 windows are available. 4 service centers are available. So each service center can give the service for n number of participants or the n number of candidates. In some service centers, so there will be infinite numbers, and in some service centers they will be limited. So for example, if you want to enroll your Aadhaar card, so they will say that every day, there will be hardly 20 people can come. It means that there's a n number of quantity. So quantity is only 20 people. Only for 20 people they can survive. And if it is a infinite, so if you go to railway station and also they don't have any limitations. So how many number of customers will come, so they will give the service to those. This is the syllabus you need to study in this model, and this is a very easy chapter. You need to remember all the formula, so which I have given, and again today also I will give that. The first is a characteristics of queuing system, and this is an important question, especially it will come in all the exams. Okay, characteristics. So there are totally 6 characteristics are there. One is that the input process or the arrival pattern or the calling population. So you can name anyone, either input process or the arrival pattern or the calling population. What do you mean by input pattern? So how the customers are coming to get the service, how the customers are coming to get the service. So that is called as the input pattern. Arrival pattern means how they can come, how that the customers can come and join the service center. So they may come with any order. So they may come with a random, or else in a group also they can come. In a group also they can come, or else single persons, and they don't have any timings. So for the input, so they don't have any timings. And next is the service mechanism. And one more thing, so for the first one, it will be shown with the lambda. This first one, so the input process will be shown with the lambda. Lambda we need to, so whatever the problem if they will give us, so for that we need to find the lambda value. And second one is the service mechanism. The number of servers available in the system and the speed at which they serve the customer have a big bearing on the queuing system. The service mechanism in the sense how they are giving the service to the customers. So how many number of customers are coming. So for everyone they are supposed to give the service. And here we need to find that, especially in the service mechanism, the time taken by the server to the service a customer. The time taken by the time taken by the server to the customer for giving the service, how much time he has taken. and at the same time, so we need to write that, so how much time, so in 1 hour, so how many customers are served by that service per man, that we need to write. And this service rate will be noted with mu, lambda and mu, so don't get confused. For the input process, the lambda; for the output process, it's a mu. And next, third one is a Q discipline. What do you mean by Q discipline? So while standing in the queue, so we should make the some queue discipline. Either the queue disciplines are many. So one is a FCFS, FCFS, or else there's a one more is a FIFO, and LCFS, LIFO, and next one is a random for the SIRO, or the special category. These are all the queue disciplines. So how we can maintain the queue means, so FCFS means first come first service. First come first service. So whoever will come first, so for him we will give the service. FIFO is first in first out. FCFS and the FIFO almost both are same. First in first out. LCFS means, so last come first first service. LIF is last in first out. So here we can use this last in first out. So especially in the go downs, go downs, if you are keeping the item from the starting, so whichever will come at the last, so that will be near to the door. So it means that whichever will come at the last, so that will go outside first. So LIFO, that last in first out. And Shiva means service in random order. Service in random order. If there are 10 students, 10 people are there, so for them, so randomly you can give the service. Special in the sense, so those who come with that a special category, like so if there are 10 students are there, so out of 10 students, so one person is very uh, very close to the some person, so then they can give service to that person. Or else if you go to any hospital or anything, so if you are VIP or anything, so then there will be special treatment like that, so that we consider it as a special. So these are all the queuing disciplines. The next one is a customer's behavior. So how that customer behavior will be there. Customers' behaviors are there totally 4 types. So one is a barking. And next one is a reneging. And third one is priorities. And fourth one is joking. Okay, customers behaviors also backing. So backing in the sense a customer leaving or quitting a queue. So that customer can leave or quitting a queue because of, so he may not be having the time, or else the queue may be too long, or else there is no space for the wait. And so if the customer is leaving the queue due to many reasons, that we call it as a balking. And reneging in the sense a customer leaving the queue because of the impatience, where the customer cannot wait for that sometimes. So then if he leaves the queue, so that we call it as a reneging. And priority in the sense customers being served on priority irrespective of their time of interval. So jockeying in the sense, so if there are 4 to 5 service centers are there, the one customer is moving from one service center to the other. So usually it happens. So whenever you go to railway station, if there are 4 service centers, if anyone queue is moving fast, then so the common thing is, so we'll move from one queue to another queue. So for those customer, we'll call it as a jockeying. This is about the customer behavior. Next, capacity of the system. So capacity of the system in the sense, so for how many customers you are giving the service in a day, service in a day, or in a 1 hour, or in a 1 minute. So like that, that is a capacity. So for how many customers you are giving the service. This is the maximum capacity of the queue that can be allowed. That can be allowed. And although there could be limitations to the maximum size of the queue that is allowed. So sometimes there will be a limitation. So we can serve only the 30 people or 20 people like that. Even if you go to any car showrooms or the bike showrooms, so they can serve up to 10 or 15 bike or the vehicles in a day. If they are more than that, then they will say that, sir, please come tomorrow or else next day, because they know their capacity. So how many customers they can satisfy on one day. Transient and steady state in the sense, any one system is said to be transient when its operating characteristics are dependent on time. The transient state in the sense, so when its operating systems are depend on the time, that we call it as a transient. But in the what about the steady state? So when the operating system characteristics are independent of time, if it is a independent of time, so that we call it as a steady state. Transient and the steady state. So if it is a dependent on the time, that we call it as a transient. If it is a independent of the time, that we call it as a steady state. This is about the characteristics of the queuing system, and this question is asked many of the question papers for one problem and one theory. So this theory will be common. Usually it's a common. Okay, next is the there is a pure birth and pure death actually. Okay, these are the formula. There is a pure birth and pure death. So pure birth in the sense, so any one customer arrives to the any one system, so that we call it as a pure birth. And next, once if that customer is served perfectly, and if he go out of the service center, so then we'll call it as a pure death. It means pure death in the sense, okay, one person is completely served by the serviceman. That is the pure death models. Okay, for that we need to study about the lambda and delta t, and they won't ask anything in the usually in the question papers. Okay, and there is a one more, that is a Kendall notations. Kendall notations are that is a comma. So Kendall notations will be a by b. So not here. Okay, we will write here only. A Kendall notation is because in one or two question papers they ask that what is the Kendall notations. So Kendall notations. So if you know the characteristics, so then we can easily write down the Kendall notations. A bar B bar C is to D bar E. So here the A is the probability distribution of the customer inter-arrival time. This is the A. A is nothing but the probability distribution of customers inter-arrival time. So this is A in the sense, so this relate to first one. So that is the probability distribution of the customer's interval arrival. What about the B? A probability distribution of the service time. This B stands for the probability distribution of the service time. Okay, this characteristic only. So it's easy to remember the Kendall notation, because as you have studied the characteristics of queuing model, so that directly related to the Kendall notation. Next, C is nothing but the number of service, and here so they won't mention that how the queue discipline is there. So queue discipline is a different, so that how the customers are arriving to the service centers, so that we don't want. Next one, C is that number of servers in the system. So number of servers, so that is a capacity of system. So capacity of system is the how many number of customers we can serve in a day. The same is, so how many service centers are available at our office. So if there are 4, if there are 1, if there are 2, so like that. So that we call it as a capacity of the system, or the number of servers in the system. This is C at this place. So A is, for example, if you write the 4, so 4 number of servers are coming. And what is the Okay, arrival pattern is 4 per hour, and this is the 5 per hour. And the C in essence, if it is a 1, so then there is a only one service center. Okay, next D is nothing but the maximum number of customers allowed in the system. If it is a infinity, then we need to write infinity. If it is a finite number n, so then you need to write the finite number. Last one E is what is the queue discipline? What is the queue discipline? So that we need to write at the end, whether it's a FC. So how you are giving the service, FCFS or the LCFS or the SIRO. So whatever the service center is, that you need to write. Okay, here I want to explain about this one. This one indicates that there is only one service center. There is only one service center. If there are n number of service center, instead of using the n word, so we are using the k. We are using the k. So okay, yesterday I sent the full notes of that chapter. MM1 model. MM1 model is nothing but there is a m number of customers are arriving and m number of service centers are there, and there is only one serviceman who is giving the service. And next infinity number of, and next one is FCFS. MM1 model we will study. So whatever the problems we'll solve, whatever the problems they are given in the syllabus is MM1 model. Only in the few question papers they ask the MMK model. So MMK is nothing but a number of service centers are more than one. Number of service centers are more than one. Then the formulas will be different. Okay, now okay, these are all the formulas. So you're supposed to remember. First formula is, just go to all the formula now. You can observe that what are the things you're supposed to remember, what are the things you're supposed to know. Here traffic density, because for the first one, so they are given the n number of names, either traffic density or the traffic intensity, utilization factor, utilization parameter, or the busy period, or the portion of the time the server is busy, or the probability that the system is busy. If they ask anything, the formula will be this one only, rho equal to lambda divided by mu. So what is the lambda? This is the customer arrival time. Customer arrival time. What about the mu? Customer service time. So this mu is the service time and the lambda is the customer arrival time. If you know lambda and mu, then we can get the first answer. I hope it's clear. If you know the lambda and mu, then we can get the first answer clearly. Okay, next one is a probability that the probability that there are exactly 0 units in the system. The probability that exactly there are exactly 0 units in the system, or probability that the server is not busy. Server is not busy. So if they ask the question this one, so then you need to use the formula either P naught equal to 1 minus of rho. It is not a P, it's a rho. That is 1 minus of rho. Okay, already we know the value of rho, so that is 1 minus of lambda divided by mu. Okay, both formulas are same. Both formulas are same, so you can observe here. You can put the value of rho or the lambda divided by mu. Again, for finding the second question also, we supposed to know the lambda and mu. If you know the value of lambda and mu, then we can get the second answer also. The third one is the probability that there are exactly n units in the system. There are exactly n units in the system. Okay, then so earlier it was there are exactly 0 units in the system. That's why they are used the P naught. But here now exactly n units in the system. So then it's a Pn. Then it's a Pn. That Pn is equal to P naught lambda divided by mu and raised to n. So this n is, so that's they're supposed to give, or else you can assume also. You can assume it to 4 or 5. If they are not given, then you can assume it to 4 or 5, then you can solve it. And the simplified formula is a P naught into rho raised to n. P naught and rho raised to n. So okay, here also again, if you know the lambda and mu, then we can get the third answer. And fourth one is the probability that there are n or more units in the system. The probability that there are n or more. And the third one, Third one was exactly n. If they ask for the exactly n, then you need to use the third formula. If they ask for there are n or more units in the system, then we need to use the rho raised to n. So this rho is again a lambda divided by mu, and n you can assume. If they are given, it's a good. Otherwise, you can assume that. The fifth one is the probability that there are not more than n units in the system. There are not more than n units in the system. All these three, four, five, all are relating to the how many number of units in the system, how many number of units in the system. If it is a n number, exactly n number, the one formula. If there are n or more units, then the one more formula. The probability that there are not more than n units. So that is a 1 minus of rho raised to n. Again, we need the lambda and mu. Okay, next sixth equation is expected a number of units in the queue or the mean queue length. Usually they ask about this one. Usually they ask about the what is the mean queue length. So then we need to have the formula LQ is equal to lambda square divided by mu into mu minus of lambda. It is so I don't know how will you remember all the formula. So you need to make on any one strategy to remember the formula, because in the exam they may ask any questions out of these 14. Again, if you know the lambda value, then we can find the easily. Or else if you want to remember once if you calculate the rho value, so that also it's fine. Next one, a mean line length. Okay, don't get confused. So mean queue length and mean line length are expected or average number of units in the system. See, again it related to the third, fourth and fifth average number of units. So there were exactly n numbers or less than n numbers, but here it is the average number of units. Average number of units in the system, average number of units in the system, and this is the average number of units in the queue. For this, the formula is rho divided by 1 minus rho. And this both are almost same, but the thing is here the numerator is square. Okay, for the eighth one, average time a customer spends in the queue or the expected waiting time in the queue. Average waiting time in the queue. Okay, now you may think that queue means only standing in the one line and getting the service, but the queue is having so these many types. So only depending on this only, so you might have observed that a BPO company, that business processing operators are there, no? So if you call to any one customer case, they will say that okay, you need to wait for the 6 minutes or 7 minutes. So they have calculated everything. So that is the main application. That is the main application. So earlier days, if you call to Airtel or Vodafone or anything, so we may connect it to directly. But now we need to wait for either 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like that. Or else, if you want to get the call from them, you can press that number also. So these are all the queue applications of queue model. Once if you become the managers, again you need to adopt these also, especially in the service centers as well as in the sales depot. Sales depot, you need to go for the queuing model. Okay, for this the formula is rho divided by mu minus of lambda. And so now I hope you might have observed that for each formula, if you have the value of lambda and mu, then you can solve it. Lambda and mu, then you can solve it. And the ninth one is the expected waiting time. Expected waiting time in the system. And there is the different is queue and the system. Queue and the system. So just make difference, these two differences. Expected customer spends in the queue. So spends in the queue. So customer is how much time is he is standing in the queue. But expected waiting time in the system. For this, 1 divided by this one. Again, these two formulas are same. Again, these two formulas are same. So for the queue, there is only one row. For the system, there is only so no row. Here also same thing. Here also same thing. As compared to the second formula, the first formula is having the one extra row. One extra row. So whenever the queue comes, so there will be a one extra row. So that you need to remember. The next 10th one is what is the average length of non-empty queue. Non-empty queue. Again, it's the 1 minus of 1 divided by 1 minus of rho. Again, for this we need the lambda and mu value. Okay, 11th one is the probability that an arrival will have to wait more than a waiting time in a queue, more than waiting time in a queue, then the formula is rho into exponential lambda minus of mu into waiting time. If they are given that waiting time and all, it's fine. Otherwise, you can assume it. You can assume and you can find the value. So do not skip any of the things. If they ask for the what is the probability that an arrival will have to wait for. And one more thing, so there is no unit for any of these 14 formulas, but there is a unit for lambda and mu. For the lambda and mu, there you supposed to write the unit. So lambda and mu have the unit of number of customers, either arrival or the served, divided by unit time to the unit time. So that is the unit for lambda and mu that you supposed to be clear. But for all these calculations, that probability, so wherever the probability you are calculating, no unit. So just you need to write directly the answer. The 13th one is the probability uh, that an arrival will have to wait in the queue for service. Okay, you can write any one of these. Okay, again it's a directly the row, only row. The probability that an arrival will not have to wait in, so will not in a sense, that is a 1 minus of. See, this 13 and 14 are similar to the previous formulas, so that you can merge there, then you can remember hardly 10 equations. Okay, with this introduction, we'll start with the problems. Okay, my work is to, as you have gone through all the formula. So in all formula, the required is only the lambda and mu. Only the lambda and mu. So if I explain how to find the lambda and mu, then my work is over. So next thing is, so you need to put the formula whichever is the applying to that question, so that you can find out. So I will explain about the how to find the lambda and mu. So that's why I told, so within 2 sessions, we can finish off this queuing model. This is the problem. A customer arrive at a KSRTC booking office window being manned by a single individual at a rate of 25 per hour. The average time that a customer takes to be serviced is 120 seconds. Assume that a customer arrival follows a Poisson distribution while the service rate is exponential. Compute the mean arrival rate and the mean service rate. Find all the measures of the queuing model assuming suitable values. Okay, they are given that assuming suitable values. Assuming suitable values in the sense, so wherever the necessary, if you want that n and all, n or small w, that you can assume it. Okay, once if you get the question, so then we need to find what is the mean arrival rate as well as what is the mean service rate. What is the mean arrival rate here? So what they are given, okay, individual are arriving to the system at a rate of 25 per hour. Okay, I suggest that a unit time, so per unit time in the sense, so it's better that so for 1 hour, how many number of customers are arriving, how many number of customers are coming for the getting the service, that we need to write. So my suggestion is, do not go for the either per minute or the per second or the any 10 seconds or something. So always you're supposed to go for the in 1 hour. So per hour it's a better way because we can calculate it easily. So my suggestion is, so always you're supposed to go for the in 1 hour how many customers are arriving, and in 1 hour how many customers are being served. If the unit for the lambda and mu both are same, then so there is no problem in the calculation. You will get the correct answer. And do not take that lambda in terms of per minute and the mu in terms of per hour. So then there is answer will be wrong. Okay, now office man single individual at a rate of 25 per hour. It means that a customer is arriving, so you can write it, lambda is equal to 25 number per hour. So in 1 hour the customers are arriving 25 numbers. What about the service now? So what is the mean service? So one customer is arriving at 120 seconds. One customer is arriving at 120 seconds. Arriving at 120 seconds. Okay. Assume that customer arrival follows a Poisson's ratio and the service rate is exponential. Okay. Do not confuse about these statements. Assume that a customer arrival is Poisson's ratio, and so whatever the problems we will solve, so that will be Poisson's distribution as well as the service rate will be exponential only. So do not worry about this statement. Okay, now we need to find the value of mu. What is the mean service rate? For mu, okay, in 1 hour, how many customers can serve? In 1 hour, how many customers can serve? The average time that a customer takes to serve is 120 seconds. So 120 seconds is nothing but 2 minutes. 120 second is nothing but the 2 minutes. So 2 minutes in the sense, in a 1 hour, how many minutes are there? Total there are 60 minutes. 60 divided by 2 is 30. It clearly shows that in 1 hour, so they can, in 1 hour, that serviceman can serve for 30 people. This is the value of mu. Okay, what they are given, one customer served in every 120 seconds. It means that every customer need the 2 minutes. So 30. So if the one customer required 2 minutes in the sense in a 1 hour, so there will be 60 minutes. So directly, so 30 customers can serve in a 1 hour. If you know the value of lambda and mu, then you can find the necessary queuing models, whatever they have asked. So compute the mean arrival rate. Okay, compute the mean arrival rate. So what for each problem, so it's better that you need to find that first, that is either traffic intensity or the utilization factor, because they are given the many names here: traffic intensity, utilization factor, utilization parameter, BG period. So whatever you can call, and you need to calculate the rho value, because if you know the rho value, so then we can go for the any other formula, or else, so if you have the lambda and mu also, that we can find. Whether they are asked or they didn't ask, so again you need to find that rho value. First one is the rho value we need to find. Okay, once if you find the rho value, then what else they ask? Compute the mean arrival rate. So okay, compute the mean arrival rate in the sense, what is the formula actually? Compute the mean arrival rate in the sense, mean arrival rate is nothing but the lambda. Mean arrival rate is nothing but the lambda. So that already we found out. Mean service rate is all nothing but the mu. So already we got the value of that also. So find all the measures of the queuing models. So whatever the equations are there, so major one you need to calculate that first. So first you can find out that utilization factor, and second one, so you can go for the probability that a customer exactly n number of units. So you can use the few number of equations here. So first you can go for first, and second one also you can find out, and here you can find out. So you need a n value. So you can assume that n value is either 3 or 4, no problem. Next you need to find and this is a compulsory sixth one and seventh one, because they are not mentioned anything. So eighth one and ninth one also you can find out. Is length of non-MTQ. Okay, this is 6 to 10. So this, because they are not mentioned any of the so actually what they want, but it's a better you need to use the 5 to 6 formula and find the value of the answer. This is about the first problem. Okay, next we'll move on to the second problem. In a hairdressing salon with one barber, okay, the first statement only we can come to know about that. What is the which model we are using? So model is MM1 only, MM1. Okay, in the previous problem also it was a MM1. Why it is MM1? So one in the sense only one service center is available. Only one service center is available. Here also with the one barber, in the sense one customer, sorry, one serviceman. So MM1 model. So whatever the formula I have given till now, so that is for the one service center. The customer arrival follows Poisson's distribution at an average rate of 1 every 45 minutes. Okay, because try to understand the statements clearly. One customer is arriving at every 45 minutes. So for example, one customer is coming at 9 o'clock, and the another customer will come at 9:45, and next customer will come at 10:30, and another customer will come at uh, 11:15, and next fifth customer will come at 12 o'clock. So likewise, so for every 45 minutes, so one customer is coming. The service time is exponentially distributed with a mean of 30 minutes. And one more thing you need to remember, that always a lambda value should be greater than the mu. So I mean a customer arrival rate should be greater than the mean service rate. Here also you can see that a customer arrival rate, so they are coming at 45 minutes, but the exponent that service rate is 30 minutes. Okay, now find average number of customers in the salon, average waiting time of a customer before serving, average idle time of the barber. Okay, that, so already we know the formula, so that we can find out. Okay, now first what we supposed to find in the Q column, we need to find the lambda. What is the lambda? So find the as mean arrival rate. Okay, how many customers are coming in a 1 hour? Be clear, in a 1 hour, how many customers are coming? Every 45 minutes, one customer is coming. It means that in 1 hour, how many customers are coming? In 1 hour, how many customers are coming? Okay, can anyone, okay, in 1 hour, only one customer. And one more thing, so this lambda will not be either only standard number. I mean, this should not be a whole number. It may be a fraction also. Exactly in a 60 minutes, how many customers are coming? Either 1.1 or less than 1 also. So like that. So how many customers are coming here? Because one person is taking 45 minutes. So it means that how many customers are coming? One customer is coming for every 45 minutes. What about this for 60 minutes? So for 60 minutes divided by 45. Total available is 60 minutes, and the customer is coming at 45. So this equal to the 4 by 3. So that equal to the 1.33. 1.33 per hour. Because as I told already, you need to go for the per hour only. So better you need to go for the per hour. So do not go for per minute, because it's quite difficult to understand the question clearly. So in one hour we can analyze it easily. Even if you go for the per minute, so that's also you will get the same answer. Okay, lambda value is 1.33 per hour. I'll explain once again. One person is coming at every 45 minutes. So for example, if the shop is opening at 9 o'clock, one person will come at 9 o'clock, and next person will come at 9:45, next person will come at 10:30, and another person will come at 11:15, and another person will come at 12 o'clock. But the shop timing is 9 to 12. It means that whoever will come at 12 o'clock also, so we cannot consider, because the shop will close at 12, so we cannot give the service to that fifth person. Okay, for every 45 minutes, the one person is coming 9 o'clock, 9:45, 10:30, and 11:15. Okay, in a 3 hours, how many people arrived here? So total 4. In a 3 hours, total 4 people are arrived. So in a 3 hours, total 4 people. Here, if you come with the minutes, so we have the 60 minutes in a 1 hour, and for each 45 minutes, so one person is coming. So for the first 45 minutes, so one person will come. For the next 50 minutes remaining, no, for this 50 minutes, so 33, 30. So 45 in a sense, so that is 15 divided by 45. 15 divided by 45 is the one third, so that is the 0.33%. That value of person will arrive to the saloon. So that is a 1.33 hours. Okay, next one is a service center. Sorry, mean service rate. What is the mean service rate? How much time he is taking to serve the customers? He is taking a 30 minutes for one person. In the sense, mu values. So can anyone say what is the value of mu? He is taking the 30 minutes of time for serving a single person. That's why mu is equal to 2 per hour. So he can give the service to the two persons in a 1 hour. This is the way we need to write the lambda and mu. Okay, what they asked, so you need to find the average number of customers in the salon. So that for that we know the value, we know the formula, average number of customers in the system. So salon in the sense a system, average number of okay, here a seventh one is a average number of units in the system. Average number of units in the system. Seventh one they ask average number of units in the system. So saloon in the sense that is the saloon itself is the system. So that's why they ask the first one. Average number of units in the system. And what they ask average waiting time of a customer before service. Average waiting time. So average waiting time in a system in a sense, what is that? That is the queue. No, before the service center, always the customer should spend his time in the queue. So that is the average time or the average waiting time in the queue. So that is the before the service in the sense that is in the queue. So they ask the eighth one. And what does they ask? Average idle time of the barber. Average idle time of the barber. What is that? So there was a one formula with one minus. Okay, here probability that the server is not busy. So what do you mean by server is not busy? Server is not busy in the sense that whoever is giving the service, so he is the free person. He is the free at that time. Probability that the server is not busy. Server is not busy in the sense. So this one P naught they ask. These three numbers they ask, so that you need to find the values and that write it. Okay, this is about the second problem. With this, we will conclude today's class, today's session. Thank you.